A man crossing the street nearly missed getting hit by a bus. The driver scolded him and passed. Somewhere, another man is taking a drug and asking the dealer if he has something strong. The man who missed getting hit by the bus boarded the same bus, but got off when he saw the driver. He then boarded another bus. The man taking the drugs is told to pay $3,000, and he runs away to escape. At the same time, a couple boarded the bus. The man running from the dealers also boarded the same bus. More people get in. A couple got in, but got off after an argument. Finally, the bus starts moving. Elsewhere, a car accident happens, and two people are lying on the ground, covered in blood. It was the same couple who got on the bus earlier. As the bus passes by, the passengers witness this horrific accident. The bus keeps going, and the driver calls his brothers to talk to them, but after a while they stop responding. At the same time, a woman texting her boyfriend stops getting a reply, and she sends him a voice message asking where he went. 3 students get off the bus after reaching their destination, but one of them gets extremely sick, and they help him to their dorm to help him out. The remaining people on the bus keep calling their friends and family, but no one seems to be answering. One man, Wang Manfa, notices that the street is completely deserted except for their bus. They try to turn on the radios, but no station seems to work. Shun mentions he already called the police, but it is not working. He tells them everyone has disappeared, and the only thing left is their bus. Wang then remembers a truck that was going next to them suddenly disappeared when they reached Lion Rock Tunnel. The driver then realizes his brother stopped responding right at that spot too. Wang then deduces that while they were in the tunnel, they got into a car accident and they are now all dead. One woman then reminds them of the couple who boarded the bus, but got off after an argument. They were the same 2 people who had the accident earlier. She thinks it is destiny, and their destiny was sealed the moment they walked into the bus. Do you understand? Some people want to get out of the bus, but Wang tells them it is not safe to go out. The people argue about this decision. The driver, tired of their argument, orders them to leave his vehicle. Wang suggests they introduce their names and leave their contact, and everyone introduces their name. The drug addict, Phi, gives his number and leaves the bus. Outside, he asks the others, who also left the bus, how to get to Tsuanwan because he missed his stop. But the people tell him to walk because there is no transportation. Yuki, Shun, and Chi walk together, contemplating what could have happened. Shun thinks they could be the only survivors in Hong Kong. Shun searches for any news on what happened, but no news reports have reported anything for the past several hours. The phone network is working, but no one is there to pick it up. Yuki then decided to head home and say goodbye to the guys, but Chi claimed he was heading the same way and they walked together. As they are standing on a bridge, Chi sees a masked person and gets startled, but when he looks back, there is no one. Once again, he sees his girlfriend, and she also disappears. Yuki asks if he is okay, but he reassures her he is. She then gets emotional, wondering why everything is going wrong. She tells Chi that she lost her job that day. She then tells him she needs to find her boyfriend and leaves. Chi also decided to find his girlfriend. Meanwhile, the condition of the sick student worsens. When his friends come back, they see that he is completely burnt. Shocked, they run out. Chi gets a bike, determined to reach his girlfriend. The 3 students keep running and reach the highway. They see Chi and run toward him asking for help, but they notice their faces getting red. One of them gets in front of Chi, but Chi dodges him and keeps going. After that, they all start to explode. Chi finally reaches his destination, but when he gets inside, there is no one there. Sitting sadly on the couch, he remembers his last phone call with his girlfriend. Suddenly, his phone rang. It was his girlfriend. Everyone who was at the bus also received a phone call, but when they picked it up, they heard a loud, strange sound. Everyone from the bus shared this information in the group they created earlier. Yuki wakes up in the morning in her house and calls for her parents, but there is no one. She goes out and stumbles upon Shi. Everyone then gathered in a cafe. Phi, with no other option, is still walking to Tsuanwan. Back in the cafe, Chi mentions that he saw someone with a gas mask. Shun then walks into the cafe, telling them he has something. He then opens his laptop and plays the sound they all heard on their phones. Chi asks Yuki if she also had seen the masked person, but she doesn't even remember walking with him. Shun then tells them the sound could be Morse code and deciphers it to 4 letters that read, help. At that moment, all of their phones ring. They once again hear a sound that can be decoded as Morse code. Shun then connects with the caller and asks who they are, and another message comes saying, I am trapped. After that, another one comes saying, here am I sitting in a tin can above the world. Shortly after, another message came. It says, planet Earth is blue and there's nothing I can do. One of them, a young Y, recognizes this line from a song. He tells them NASA launched Apollo 11 with 3 astronauts. 5 days before the launch, a rock star, David Bowie, released a song. The song talks about an astronaut called Major Tom, who loses control over his ship and cannot connect with NASA. And now he thinks that the message is coming from an astronaut stuck in space. To spend time, they start talking about how they ended up on the bus. As Shun is telling them his story, a man on fire emerges, startling everyone. The man runs out and collapses on the street, still on fire. When they go outside, Chi once again sees the masked person. This time, the person runs and Chi follows on his bicycle. The others also follow to help Chi. Finally, they catch the person. Chi and Wong confront him, take off his mask, and ask why he is trying to kill them. The man then talks in Japanese, and they attempt to translate it. He tells Chi that he should remember him because they are friends, but Chi doesn't remember anything. Suddenly, he runs and escapes. Before he escapes, he says something in Japanese. When they translate it, it means, I will save you all. There is also a woman's body, Lavina, but none of them are sure what to do about it. Back at home, Chi picks up a photograph and sees that the man in the mask was really his classmate. At that moment, his girlfriend calls and tells him she has been worried about him. She tells him that his mother is dead, and it's been 6 years since he disappeared after the explosion. Before he can find out more, the call gets disconnected. He starts sobbing, sad about his mother. Back in the cafe, a man's body starts melting like the students. He then collapses in a glass box filled with water. His wife, heartbroken, starts to cry, blaming everyone. Everyone contemplates what is happening. Chi reveals the call from his girlfriend. He tells them they've been missing for 6 years. He mentions that there was something said about Major Tom, an explosion, in Taipo Mountain during their conversation.
Major Tom.
Following this, the driver decides to go out on his own to investigate. He gets into his bus and drives to Taipo. Back in the cafe, the remaining people continue the conversation about how they ended up on the bus. In his bus, the driver sees Phi and assumes he is infected and attacks him. He then throws him out and keeps going. Back in the cafe, one of them reveals what happened to Lavina. After she got off the bus, he and his friend found her. He assaulted her. She died and spots on her skin showed up. As they are reprimanding him, the driver comes back and tells them about his encounter with Phi and how infected he was. Following this, they argue if the 2 friends who assaulted Lavina should be kicked out since they were in contact with an infected person. But because of what they did to Lavina, they decide to kill the assaulter. They argue about who will start first, and finally Wong stabs him. Everyone takes turns stabbing him. After this, Chi notices a poster that says Fuku. He remembers the Japanese guy saying it. They conclude Fuku means Fukushima, a nuclear plant. They start to assume that there must have been a nuclear meltdown, and that is why everyone is taken from their houses to be protected from this. They all decide to go to Taipo to get an answer. Before that, they bring in the body of the man they killed. As Shun and his friend are taking him to the refrigerator, he suddenly wakes up and attacks. Shun attempts to talk him down, but Shun quickly attacks from behind when he gets the chance. Everyone goes to the supermarket to get protective gear like masks and scrubs. Then they get into the bus, but another car starts following them. They drive to escape, and finally the car following them crashes. But shortly after, the same looking car comes and crashes against them. They manage to escape, and it starts raining. The rain is red. They keep driving and see Fi in front of them with the knife that the driver stabbed in his shoulder. They let him in the bus. With everyone on board, they keep driving to Po. During the drive, everyone remembers the life before all this, sad about the life they are leaving behind.
我哋咩車嚟開呢度？